Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Tammy Slaton reprises iconic 1000 LB Sisters scene without Amy. Long before she lost weight and got her healthy attitude, Tammy Slaton said a one-liner during 1000 LB Sisters that trended as iconic, and now it's been reprised without Amy in it. As Amy Slaton Halterman put a lot of effort into encouraging her sister to lose weight, it annoys TLC fans that the reprised version cut out the younger sister. TLC star Tammy Slaton reprised scene on a road trip. There's a new bestie on the scene, and fans don't like that she always uses hashtags for the show when she shares about Amy's sister. A few days ago, the friend Hailey Michelle shared a photo of herself with the 1000 LB Sisters star. From the caption, TLC fans heard that the two women and another friend shopped for a road trip. While fans seemed happy about the road trip, others claimed that Hailey uses the TV star for clout. 2 days after they set out on the trip, the friend hashtagged an Instagram post with 1000 LB Sisters again. Then she shared the reprised scene of the old one. Some TLC fans feel a bit confused because not long ago, Tammy Slaton claimed she had a new girlfriend named Andrea. Whatever happened with Andrea isn't known, but Hailey and her new bestie seem to hang together a lot. So much so that people ask who she is and when she arrived on the scene. The original footage on 1000 LB Sisters. The new version of the footage was filmed by Tammy and Hailey next to a pretty lake. However, the original wasn't anywhere special. Still, they used most of the same words, with Hailey acting as Amy. Originally, when Tammy snarled at Amy, "Try being my size, Amy," it went viral. These days you can buy notebooks, tote bags, and clothing selling as merch. Additionally, a TikToker saved it and shared it so people could go back and watch the iconic footage in the Instagram reel posted by Hailey. Tammy Slaton said her old words. More followed and Hailey snapped back, saying, "There is stuff you can do, you just want to be a big baby about everything." So, Tammy said, "A baby, you're the big baby." TLC fans comment. Not many people who saw the new version of the TLC scene liked it. Here are some of the reasons for that. Why is this woman sticking to Tammy like she is her skin? Why is she voice-overs Amy? She ain't no sister. She trying to make herself look better next to Tammy and clout chasing. Poor Tammy. Tammy, nothing is stronger than blood. You pulled some big SSBS and your sister still kept trying to help you. You will regret disrespecting Amy. Sad. If they are such BFFs, where was she when Tammy was struggling and fighting for her life? I just don't think this friend would have had Tammy's back at her lowest/heaviest. Just my intuition. What are your thoughts about Hailey reprising the iconic scene with Tammy Slaton? Do you think they were disrespectful to Amy? Sound off in the comments below and come back here for all your 1000 LB Sisters news. Tammy Slaton reprises iconic 1000 LB Sisters scene without Amy. Tammy Slaton, the breakout star of 1000 LB Sisters, is no stranger to dramatic moments, heart-wrenching struggles, and of course, hilarious, memorable scenes that have captivated audiences. Alongside her sister Amy, Tammy has become a symbol of perseverance, resilience, and, at times, tension in the world of reality TV. While the dynamic between the two sisters has long been a focal point of the show, Tammy's recent decision to reprise one of the most iconic moments from the show, this time without Amy, has caught fans' attention in ways that nobody could have predicted. In this article, we delve deep into what it means for Tammy to revisit this iconic scene without Amy by her side. We explore the emotional significance of the moment, the changing dynamics between the Slaton sisters, and the larger implications for Tammy's personal growth and the future of 1000 LB Sisters. Is this a sign of an emerging new chapter for Tammy? And what does it say about her journey toward independence, self-reliance, and reclaiming her own narrative? So the iconic scene, a look back at Tammy and Amy's dynamic? Before we dive into the latest turn of events, let's first revisit the iconic scene in question. Over the years, 1000 LB Sisters has given fans countless unforgettable moments, but none have quite resonated as strongly as the early episodes that showcased the complicated but undeniably deep bond between Tammy and Amy Slaton. In one of the most memorable scenes from the show, Tammy and Amy, then still living under the same roof, engage in a heart-to-heart conversation about their shared struggles, their emotional challenges, and their mutual desire for change. Despite the tension, there's an undeniable undercurrent of love between the sisters, and viewers couldn't help but root for them as they navigated the difficult road ahead. This moment, like many on the show, was raw and unfiltered. Tammy's frustration with her weight, her health, and her own limitations was on full display. Amy, though often the more optimistic and level-headed of the two, also showed signs of vulnerability. At the time, their relationship was intertwined with a sense of codependency and mutual support that made the scene both heartwarming and heartbreaking. However, what stood out the most in that moment was the unspoken connection between the two. The dynamic between them, Amy being the more functional of the pair and Tammy often being caught in a cycle of frustration and self-doubt, was one of the key elements that fueled the show's popularity. Fans became invested in both women's journeys, rooting for their successes, and feeling their pain during the setbacks. The moment of change. As time passed and the seasons progressed, fans began to notice a shift. Amy's life started to evolve. She got married, had a baby, and began making strides in her health and weight loss journey. Meanwhile, Tammy continued to face setbacks in her own struggles with food addiction, weight loss, and self-image. The changing dynamics between the sisters became more apparent as their paths diverged. Amy's newfound happiness and the demands of her family life left less room for the closeness she once shared with Tammy. As Tammy's health continued to deteriorate, and as she began to gain a greater sense of independence, the once inseparable bond between the Slaton sisters started to fray. Fans began to wonder whether Tammy could thrive without Amy's constant presence, or if their relationship was truly essential to her growth. This brings us to the present moment, Tammy's decision to reprise that iconic scene from earlier seasons, but this time, without Amy. Tammy Slaton reprises the scene, without Amy. When news broke that Tammy was revisiting one of the most iconic 1000 LB Sisters scenes, it immediately sparked intrigue. The moment in question is one where Tammy usually interacts with Amy, but this time, the scene takes on a new layer of complexity as Tammy takes center stage without her sister by her side. This scene, a quiet moment of reflection and introspection, captures Tammy in a way we've never seen before, alone, unfiltered, and unapologetically herself. The absence of Amy's presence speaks volumes about Tammy's current state of mind, as well as her evolving journey toward independence and self-realization. The emotional weight of the moment. Tammy's decision to recreate this iconic scene by herself is undoubtedly a significant emotional milestone. In many ways, it signals a shift in how she views herself and her relationships. While her bond with Amy has always been central to her identity on the show, this moment shows Tammy stepping away from the shadow of her sister and carving out a space for herself. Tammy's reflection. In this new scene, Tammy reflects on her life, acknowledging the struggles she's faced while contemplating what comes next. She speaks about her battles with food addiction, the challenges of living in the public eye, and the pressure of constantly being compared to Amy. This moment is raw, vulnerable, and deeply personal. While the weight of independence, the absence of Amy allows Tammy to take ownership of her narrative. For so long, the show has depicted their lives through the lens of their sisterly bond, but this scene marks a turning point where Tammy is no longer defined solely by her relationship with Amy. She's beginning to embrace her own identity outside of the family dynamic. This scene also highlights the difficulty of making changes and forging a new path. Tammy's emotional vulnerability is clear as she talks about her fears and hopes for the future, particularly around her weight loss journey and the potential for a healthier lifestyle. In the absence of Amy's support, Tammy faces her demons alone, and it's clear that she's not ready to back down from the challenge. What this scene means for Tammy's growth. Revisiting the scene without Amy speaks volumes about Tammy's personal growth. For many fans, this moment is a powerful indication that Tammy is no longer just Amy's sister on 1000 LB Sisters. She's becoming her own person, with her own voice and story to tell. The absence of Amy in this iconic scene reflects Tammy's ongoing journey toward self-reliance, emotional healing, and reclaiming her autonomy. Tammy's desire for self-reliance. Throughout the earlier seasons of 1000 LB Sisters, Tammy was often seen leaning on Amy for support, advice, and emotional guidance. While their bond was undoubtedly strong, it became clear that their codependency was also a hindrance to Tammy's growth. The decision to reprise this scene without Amy's presence shows that Tammy is now actively seeking independence, both emotionally and physically. Personal strength and confidence. The scene also marks an evolution in Tammy's sense of self-worth. In the past, she often expressed doubts about her ability to lose weight, succeed in life, or live without Amy's constant presence. But here, Tammy takes the reins, confidently exploring her emotions and her future, without the safety net of her sister beside her. This marks a significant step in Tammy's journey toward emotional strength and personal growth. The changing dynamics between the Slaton sisters. Tammy and Amy's relationship has always been a central element of 1000 LB Sisters. The two have experienced the highest highs and the lowest lows together, from shared laughter to moments of frustration, heartbreak, and emotional exhaustion. But with Amy's life becoming increasingly busy and focused on her growing family, and Tammy's evolving sense of independence, the dynamic between the two sisters is shifting. While some fans have speculated that the sisters' relationship may be strained, others see this as a natural progression in their lives. Tammy's decision to reprise this scene without Amy signals that both women are beginning to evolve separately, with Amy focusing more on her role as a mother and wife, while Tammy embraces the next chapter of her personal journey. Amy's absence, a necessary change. Amy's absence in this scene could be interpreted in various ways. Some fans might view it as a sign of conflict or distance between the two sisters. However, others may see it as a necessary change in their relationship, allowing both women to grow and explore their paths independently. Amy's own journey. Amy's focus has shifted in recent seasons toward her family and motherhood, and this has affected her availability for Tammy. While the sisters have always been close, Amy's new priorities mean that she can no longer be the emotional crutch Tammy relied on for so long. Tammy's independence. Tammy's decision to go through this scene without Amy also speaks to her desire for independence. As much as she loves her sister, Tammy is beginning to realize that her journey is her own, and she can't continue to rely on Amy for everything. This change in dynamics allows both women to evolve on their own terms. This evolution is natural, and while it may be difficult for fans to witness, it's an important step for both sisters. Tammy's growing confidence. Is this the beginning of a new era? Tammy's emotional growth and transformation are becoming more apparent with every season of 1000 LB Sisters. Her ability to face her struggles, whether related to her weight, her mental health, or her relationships, has been a central theme of the show. However, her decision to reprise an iconic moment without Amy marks the beginning of a new era for Tammy, a time when she is learning to navigate life on her own terms. Facing the future alone? As fans watch Tammy reflect on her journey and take charge of her story, they are witnessing a woman who is finally ready to face her future with newfound courage.